see, the name of the title of this video is, hold on, if God give you another chance, take it. And as y'all can see in the background, if y'all new to the channel, man, it's crazy. I got a great story to tell y'all. If y'all new to the channel, make sure y'all like, share, comment, and subscribe. Y'all see that picture in the background? That used to be me. I want to say about 10 to 12 years ago. That was the first time. That wasn't the second time. That was the first time I actually got in trouble. But like I say, name of the title of the video is When God Give You Another Chance, Take It. And I'm not speaking just to speak this. I'm speaking from experience, right? Yep, I used to be a hard ass. Couldn't tell me what to do. I used to think I was untouchable. But hey, life is the greatest teacher ever. You gotta learn someday, somehow. Life will teach you, and it's always gonna continue to teach you throughout your journey, right? One day you might think you have it all figured out, and you think everything going well, and hey, life will hit you, man. That's just what it is. But hey, you gotta enjoy the process. So a lot of y'all that's actually new to my channel, this is the person that y'all don't see. That's the younger me right there. Y'all don't see that. That's them sleepless, restless nights and afraid to go to sleep and worried about if I'm gonna live the next day. But I learned and it got me where I'm at today, and I'm very fortunate for it. And I'm thankful for each and every experience that life has brought me to. But it's just my testimony I'm gonna share with y'all. If y'all got any questions and answers, make sure y'all ask them while I'm in here. But that was my first time I went to jail, and I could tell you the story how I went to jail, right? I could tell you, I remember it vividly. I remember it vividly. But anyways, how I went to jail because doing stuff I wasn't supposed to be doing. And I'm not blaming it on nobody. I put all the situations on me. I put everything on me. It wasn't nobody else's fault but mine. So, but I take accountability. I definitely take accountability. And that's one thing I learned is how to take accountability for myself. So make a long story short, that's me, Mr. Beast, to give me some money. I don't know. That's between you and Mr. Beast. I don't know what you and Mr. Beast got going on. But anyways, right here, I'm going to tell y'all a story. This is story time. I was 19 years old right here. I wasn't working. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I was hustling. You couldn't tell me shit. I thought I was Mr. Untouchable, right? But make a long story short, that was my first time ever going to jail right there. Doing things I shouldn't have been doing, but you live and you learn. And make a long story short, who's the guy in the background? That used to be me. That used to be me. That used to be me. I was like 19 years old. That's when hold on, let me show y'all. That's when I went to jail. That was my first time going to jail, man. That shit was crazy. I never forget. I went to jail first time. My dumb ass. I did some stupid shit, and make a long story short, I was actually driving down the road, and the police was on the left-hand side of me, right? And I came up to the light, and I was playing my music loud. I had a little music in my car. I had like 210s in the car or whatever. And being stupid, young and stupid, I was like, man, I'm going to try the police. I tried them, had my music up. Man, next thing I know, he jumped behind me and pulled me over. Anyways, make a long story short, they pulled me over. I had some stuff in the car. And I didn't know the law like I know it now. But I was young. I just being stupid, man. I shouldn't even went to jail that day. Just being stupid. So make a long story short, I got pulled over. And the officer asked to search the car, right? I already knew I had stuff in there. And I told him no. And at that time, I didn't know the law like I know it now. I was like, nah, you can't search my car. And he was like, all right, hang tight. He went back to his car, called for backup. Next thing you know, I'm sitting in the car still. He was like, oh, well, as of right now, you didn't tell me, you told me no, so you're being detained. And as they detained me, they called backup. And as the backup came, like I said, I told them no. And they actually brought the dogs out. And I was like, what was the whole purpose of me telling y'all no if y'all gonna search my car? What was the whole purpose of that, right? So if you tell them no, they still could bring the dog out, and the dog, because you giving them problem calls, they could run a dog around your car, and if the dog hit, then they got problem calls to search your car. So, anyways, make a long story short, when I told him no, he was like, hang tight, you're being detained, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, fuck. I'm scared as shit. I'm 19 years old, tried the police, playing my music, got pulled up. I wouldn't even got pulled over if I would never had my music up. Just thinking I'm untouchable. So ran the car, the dog came, they ran the dog around the car, the dog hit. Sometimes I don't even know, because sometimes they'll make the dog hit or whatever. But I did have stuff in the car. And make a long story short, when the dog hit, they pulled me out the car and put me in handcuffs and like, oh, you being detained. And they found some stuff in the car, and I had went to jail. That was my first time ever going to jail. And I had got on probation and stuff. And make a long story short, when I had got out, it was my first time being on probation. I had got, and none of this I'm not making up. I'm telling you vividly. I remember it step by step. I had got, I think it's called ROR, so it's like basically a slap on the wrist. Like, they just give you a slap on the wrist and let you out. And make a long story short, I had got ROR, released on bond or something like that. And I had got out and still was doing the same thing, and thought I could finesse the system. I'm like, man, I ain't getting caught no more. I don't care. They ain't catching me. And I was like, I'm gonna switch things up. They ain't gonna catch me no more, blah, blah, blah. I'm gonna continue to do what I do. Man, make a long story short, I went to jail again. God damn it. I went to jail twice. That was the first time I went to jail. The second time I went to jail, boy, that hurt, boy. The second time, it really hit me because I almost, the second time I went to jail, I almost could have died that night. I could have got killed that night. My house got raided. My house got raided by the police, and I never forget it. It was an officer named J.D. Wilcox. His name was J.D. Wilcox. They pulled me outside. He was like, Mr. Hobson, such and such got us at your house and this and that. And I'm like, what the fuck? But prior to that, before I even went to jail, my mom, man, I'm super thankful for having a praying mother, man. Prior to that, before I even went to jail the second time, I got a praying mother, and man, my mama came to me one day, and this was before I went to jail the second time. She told me straight up, she was like, you finna go to jail. And I was like, yeah, fucking right. She was like, I'm just coming to tell you what God told me to tell you. And my friends was like, hey, what your mom said? I said, man, she said I'm going to jail. And they was like, man, why your mom act like that? And I'm like, I don't know, man. She tripping. Man, a couple months later, I went right to jail. So I went to jail, actually, and they ain't got nothing to hide. I ain't got no shame in my game. A lot of times, man, people be afraid to share their stories because they care what people think, how somebody gonna think about them. I mean, we all got stories, we all got journeys, and at the end of the day, it's all about growth and becoming better, right? We all make mistakes. You don't have to be perfect. Make mistakes, F up in life. I'm not saying to do it intentionally, but what I'm saying is learn from your mistakes, because no one's perfect, man. If we was all perfect, life would be boring, right? That's just my opinion. But I learned from my mistakes, and it made me become a man, because without those lessons or mistakes, I probably would have been dead in jail. Simple as that. I would have been dead in the jail, and nobody would have never heard of me. But like I say, that's what made me to the person I am, and I'm very fortunate for that because I learned lessons that most people won't learn in 20 to 10 years. Most people don't learn these lessons, man. And when I went to jail the second time, make a long story short, when I went to jail the second time, that's when reality really hit me. I had to figure it out. And that be the problem with a lot of people because they so used to handouts and people doing everything for them instead of figuring out themselves. And a lot of times y'all see me working out and see me doing a lot of heavy lifting, but y'all don't see this person who I used to be. Nobody sees this person. Everybody see me lifting heavy weight and doing heavy squats and heavy bench press and heavy deadlifts and all these pull-ups, but this is the person who I used to be. I want to say 10. It's probably been longer than that. I think about 16 years. I think that was like 16 years ago. I was probably like 20. I'm 38 now. Right here, I was probably like 22, 23, one of the two. But like I say, I learned from my mistakes, and that's what made me who I am, and that's why I grind so hard. Like, and I explain this to people all the time. It's a truly difference between people who work out to physically look good, and there's nothing wrong with that. If you want to get in shape, that's fine. That's cool. We all have to start somewhere. But it's a totally difference between a person who has purpose and a person who just physically working out. A person who has purpose will outwork a person who just working out because for the most part, a person who working out will quit. A person who got purpose and went through something, they gonna outdo you all day, every day, because they know why they doing it. They know why they doing it, and you have to remember what's your why. Like it's times, I ain't gonna lie, it's times where I get tired and I don't want to do it. I be like, man, fuck this shit. I'm tired, bro. I'm tired of doing this. I'm tired of doing that. But if I didn't make that change, I would have probably been that same person. If I didn't make that change in my life, I probably would have been that same person. I probably would have been doing the same thing. I could tell you one thing, I wouldn't be here right now talking to y'all. So I'm very fortunate for all the experiences I went through. And look, it's all natural muscle right here. I don't too much hit my biceps, but that bench press and that squat and that deadlift on point. The reason I don't hit my biceps that much because I need to start hitting them, but a lot of the movements that I utilize don't really require them. So I'm more of a squat, bench, deadlift, and bench press type person. But I hit my biceps from time to time, but I don't individually just work my biceps, right? I don't sit there and I might take a 45-pound bar and just do some curls. But far as people who doing bodybuilding, if you doing bodybuilding, then yeah, the average person that do bodybuilding should be doing individually isolation muscles because that's what's required at a bodybuilding show, right? Hold on, let me use the bathroom real quick. Hey, boss, he ain't working. Hey, boss, he ain't working. Boss, he ain't working, boss. So, make a long story short, how I got started on my journey, y'all, is I'm gonna tell y'all how I got started on my journey. It was actually this lady, and I was at the lowest point in my life because, like I say, that was the first time I went to jail, but I went to jail 2 times, right? I went to jail 2 times, and it's so funny. My dad, man, he still got pictures of. They used to print. They don't do it anymore, but they used to print these jail papers, and it used to say like who's in jail weekly. My dad still got a picture of me from when I went to jail. And I told him, I said, man, you still got that? He was like, yeah, I keep this stuff. And it just made me cherish life and be thankful for what I got. Because a lot of times, especially if you always had and you haven't had things taken from you, you know what I mean? I lost everything, man. I lost everything. I lost my friendships. I lost family. I lost friends. And it's just a part of life, but you just have to enjoy the process. Like, you got to be grateful for what you have and what you don't have, because a lot of times we could get in our head and we could think that we don't have a lot, but in actuality, we do have enough, man. If you woke up and you breathing and your heart beating, oh, you winning. And the reason I say that, because I've been traveling a lot lately. I just actually came from the Bahamas, and like where I live, people be like, "Oh, it's tough over here." I'm like, "What the hell?" When I came from the Bahamas, it's almost like a third world country, man. That shit crazy. Like, here in the States, we got it too good. Like, man, you could walk in a gas station, and just get whatever you want. Like, and these other, when you start traveling, it opens your mind. So like I said, I just came from the Bahamas, and I tried to walk into the gas station, and you can't even walk in the gas station. They have to buzz you in to get in the gas station. You can't just pull a door and go in. They'll hit a buzz and they'll be like, eh, and then they'll let you in. And then not only that, at the gas stations in foreign countries, not all of them, but the one I went to. Hey, boss, he ain't working. Boss, he ain't working, boss. Yeah, that's funny. They have people that actually work at the gas station, but it be people trying to scam too. So that's something that I learned traveling to these foreign places, but it's just a process. And like I said earlier, we be just taking things for granted. It's sweet. I promise you, it's sweet over here in the States. This shit in the States is a walk in the park. If you got a roof over your head, a job, this is a walk in the park. Like, you should, man, you got a job, you got a car, hey, you got your health, you know what I'm saying? That stuff is, man, that's the, man, what it is, people get caught up in the American dream here, and they think that what you don't have is enough, when in reality, you do have enough, but you be thinking, oh, I got to get a better car, I got to get a better house, and I'm not saying that you can't have that, but majority of the times they get you caught up into, oh, I gotta have a bigger house, I gotta have a Mercedes Benz, and I gotta have this image for social media, and I want people to, I gotta show people that I'm successful, and that be the American dream that we get caught up in, man. So like I say, man, take care of your body, take care of your health, take care of your mind. Those, and not only that, protect your peace, man. Protect your peace. The older, a lot of people ain't gonna understand this, but the older you become, you gonna want to protect your peace, man. When you younger, yeah, you might be doing chaos stuff. That's because you young. You don't know no better. You ain't experienced life. But when you start becoming older, you be thinking about, hey, how much time I got left? How long I'm gonna be on this earth? You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you gotta take it one step at a time. Take it one day at a time. That's what you gotta do. If you wake up in the morning, just be productive. And if things slow and ain't working for you, like far as some social wise, some money, income and stuff, and job wise, just continue to try. That's all you gotta do is try. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you got. As long as you trying, man, and you doing something productive, your life will change. It's just not gonna happen when you think it's gonna happen. You just gotta put one foot in for the other, because a lot of times we get in our heads and we think we're supposed to be so much further. And I get it, because I've been there. Like, I done been highs, lows, ups, downs. But the beautiful thing is, I done been through it. You see the picture in the background. I've been through it. And nobody can never take that away from me. All those experiences, no book ain't gonna teach you that. But I get to share it with other people who haven't been through it, and that's the beautiful thing. And that's why I always tell y'all, man, that never give up and always believe in yourself and keep going, because one thing that I learned along the journey, and no matter who you are, if you starting, you new, you fresh, or whatever, you gonna have doubters, right? Because they ain't willing to change. They gonna say, and I'll tell you prime example what they gonna say. Oh, well, why you working out? Why you trying to eat healthy? Oh, you think you better than us? Why you going to the gym? Why you traveling all these places? Oh, you ain't tell us. Oh man, I done heard it all. I done heard it all. You got to get to a point where you become untouchable. Where you be like, man, it is what it is. You stop arguing with people. Once you get that peace of mind, you stop arguing with people. You don't even respond to them no more. You do not respond to them no more. And a lot of times people care what people think. That's just what it is. We care what people think too much. Oh, they think this, they think that. Oh, I ain't gonna do this because they think that. We want an image for society. We want an image. Instead of being yourself, we want other people to perceive us a way instead of being who you truly are. That's just what it is. That's what it is. Everybody want an image. Oh, I got it going on. I'm here. I'm there. I got this. I got a nice car. I got a big house. And most of the time, those people be broke as hell. They be broke as hell. They be broke as hell. But like I tell y'all, man, enjoy the process. Enjoy the journey. And two, I'm going to leave y'all with another tip. You got to forgive yourself. You have to forgive yourself for not knowing any better. Because I was once there. And like I say, I'm super thankful for the lady who inspired me and encouraged me. But I didn't have no personal trainer. I didn't have nobody motivating me. I ain't have nobody calling me. I ain't have nobody saying, hey, man, you coming to work out? Hey, come do 20 pull-ups. Hey, do 50 push-ups. Hey, I ain't have none of that. I did it all on my own. And when I was at my lowest point in life, I never forget it. Sometimes people see something in you that you can't see in yourself. And this lady came to me one day, and she was like, I was staying at my homeboy grandma's house. I tell this story all the time. And there was like 10 of us living there. So like if you ain't get no couch, you got to sleep on the floor. Simple as that. It was 10 of us, his grandma, and all my friends that I used to be with. I don't even talk to him no more, but like if I see him, it ain't nothing personal. I say, what's up? Hey, how y'all doing? How y'all been? But my mind done expanded so much more because I'm not who I used to be. They doing what I used to be, right? I did that stuff at a young age. They doing it now. That's exciting to them, but I don't experience it. So I don't indulge in it. Like I have no interest in it. But make a long story short, the lady was like, what you doing with your life? I was like, I don't know. She was like, you 25, 26 years old and you living at your friend grandma's house. She was like, you see those people on the corner? And I was like, yeah. She was like, you keep on up. She was like, you gonna be just like them. And I looked, and most of the people from where I'm from, they don't have no sense of direction, right? They don't have no guidance. They don't have nobody motivating. It's just everyday struggle. They standing on the corner. They trying to make a couple of dollars. Whatever they substance is. They drinking alcohol, smoking cigarettes, whatever it is, right? That's all they know. And it's not to throw stones at them or speak bad because I was once there. She was like, you gonna be just like them. And the reality hit me. I get tired. And when I looked at them, I was like, damn, I don't want to be like that when I get older, man. And that's when I decided to make a change. And everything shifted for me that day that I took that leap of faith. Because if I wouldn't have never took that leap of faith, I would have been this person right here. Y'all can see, I'm going to show y'all again. I would have been that person right there in the background. It all took for me to make one decision. That's why when people bicker and complain, I don't want to hear that shit, man. I done been through the ringer. I don't want to hear none of that. Oh, I ain't got no help. I ain't got no motivation. I ain't got nobody calling me. Like, that's bullshit. That's just, you don't want to be held accountable. Simple as that. I had to hold myself accountable and I'm still having to hold myself. That's just life, right? I have to hold myself accountable. Hey, get up and go work out. Hey, go to work. Hey, pay your bill. It's just an ongoing process, but you got to just enjoy it, man. But yeah, I started working out. Anyway, first time working out, man. I started working out. I was working out in the park. I was doing nothing but calisthenics, push, pull, squats, and dips. I wasn't even doing pull-ups at the time, but as I continued to work out, I started becoming stronger. But it took a time. It took time, and that's one thing I learned along the process. Everything takes time. It's not gonna happen overnight. But long as you move and you willing to try, it'll happen. Just take time. If you gotta do 100 push-ups a day or 50, do 150 a day. Simple as that. If you gotta do 100 squats every other day, 100 push-ups every other day, do that. And that's a great way to start. And then dieting is half the battle. I didn't know anything about dieting. I used to just eat. I'm gonna give y'all what I used to eat. It's funny that I'm saying this because the guy that I met, uh, he was like, "Nobody ever taught you diet?" I said, "No." I'm like, "How you getting in shape?" He was like, now you got internet, so it's so much easier. The internet really wasn't that popular like back then when I was learning my stuff. It was basically like what you eat. And I told him, I was like, "Man, I eat Doritos, I eat chips." And I was like, "Man, I eat peanuts." And I showed him the peanuts and it was like roasted almond. He's like, "Bro, you can't eat that stuff." And I'm like, "Why not? Ain't it good for you?" He was like, "No." And he's like, "Nobody ever taught you this stuff?" I'm like, "No." So make a long story short, I had to teach myself diet. I used to eat, like I said, I used to eat chips, hot dogs, sodas, burgers, pizza, anything you could name. I used to McDonald's, Burger King. I used to eat it. But when I started learning diet, that's when my body really changed. And diet is half the battle. But I was just giving y'all a little bit of information. I gotta take a shower and then take my ass to sleep. If y'all new to the channel, make sure y'all like, share, comment, subscribe. That's the old me back in the OG days. About 21, 22 years old. But I gotta go. Peace and love. Y'all have a great day till next time. More story times to come. See ya.